best of 3 series, of course, between WaKa and Arthur to start things off here tonight. So here we are in game, and we're getting set and ready to go, as we're going to actually be starting off in the upper left hand corner with our yellow Protoss player from Korea. It is Arthur. And his opponent in the lower right hand corner is going to be the red Zerg player from E-Stars. It's WaKa. So WaKa had a couple of good runs through the qualifiers to be able to get here. So did Arthur, of course. So WaKa got through in 6th position on points, whereas Arthur actually won qualifier number 2, I think it was. He actually won the first qualifier. So Arthur actually winning the first qualifier. WaKa, which qualifier did he do good in? As we actually have a quick pause here from WaKa. WaKa actually didn't play until qualifier 4? No, qualifier 5? Did he come second in one of them? Yes, he did. So he came second in qualifier 5 to Tefel, and then he came... Wow, then he didn't play qualifier 6 as well. So he must have got some more points from somewhere. Where did he get points from? I'm confused myself now. Okay, so no, he came second in qualifier 5, but that was his only major kind of victory. He actually came round of 64 in qualifier 1 and round of 32 in qualifier 6. So WaKa is here with a good performance, where he only just lost to Tefel in that 5th qualifier. So we are just waiting here for WaKa to resume the game, and we'll be able to continue on. And I know a lot of you guys, a lot of the Spanish fans will be cheering for WaKa, guys. So when we get back into this game, let's hear your cheers for WaKa. Let's see who you guys are supporting here in the chat tonight. Again, we're getting all set up and ready to continue in this WaKa again, just with this pause right now. And we're hoping to get going again here very, very shortly. So, still just waiting for WaKa. And once he is set to go, we will be all good to go as well. What's our FPS looking like? Looking a bit better. I've been having FPS issues the last couple of days, guys. Don't really know why. It's not so great. It's just been trying to keep everything closed. So, sorry, go. Looks as though we're going back in game. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. And WaKa takes us back into the game to see what's going to happen here tonight. So, let's go. WaKa is in the lower right hand corner again, guys. If you're supporting him here today, please do let us know. Cheer for him. Go, 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 go. Be like, yeah, WaKa, WaKa, we love you. WaKa, hot, 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 etc., etc. Or anything in the chat. If you're cheering for Arthur, here's the yellow Protoss player again in the upper left hand corner. And just remind you guys, as we do get set to go here. Pylon already on the low ground for Arthur, looking for some kind of Forge expand in this game, as he's already down at the natural with his first probe. And if WaKa is looking to take a hatchery first, this might be ever so slightly annoying for him, as well, yeah, obviously, there's a probe in his way, so he starts to have spawn pool, so it's actually not going to be too much of an issue here. He's just going to go pool first, and he will be able to get some lings out to start chasing down this probe. He has actually spotted that probe with his overlord, and Arthur actually now taking the opportunity to come into the base and to see what exactly WaKa is up to, which of course isn't really all too much just yet. Just that spawn pool coming down, no gas is something he can identify, and he is actually choosing to go for a Forge first here, so Arthur with the potential to cannon rush if he wanted to. Whether he actually will end up cannon rushing, I would be surprised if he would, as he does get in here to block this hatchery coming down from WaKa. So WaKa does actually now sneak that, wow, he does actually sneak that in there. So he gets his hatchery down, a single drone was pulled to start nibbling away at that probe, but not necessary in the end. And WaKa, he will in a moment see that this is a Forge expand. So right now he's going to be able to start saying to himself, right, well, I can just think about how I want to respond to this, and that's very likely going to be some form of gasless play here, probably gasless free hatchery play to get himself started up in what's going to most likely be a macro game. Cannon already coming down for off. He's playing this very safely, not being greedy at all, waiting quite some time, and I actually think he's walled off in such a way that he can't actually fill the gap with a gateway without... Yeah, okay, there he can, okay. Okay, so it does actually just fit in there. I thought he was going to try and leave a gap here with the gateway and it wouldn't work because of the ramp. He's actually got a gap over to this top side, so... Not that important. Gateway finally on the way here. Very late gateway. It's taken him a long time to put this down, so we're not going to be seeing any kind of quick warp gate rushes or anything like that. No 4-gate pressure, I would imagine, in this game or anything like that, as we do have a single Zergling here. Going to be running around a little bit, seeing what's up. But the harsh reality is that there's not too much up at all for this poor Zergling to see, so another Zergling going to be doing actually the same job. And And yeah, just not really too much to see. There is this probe hidden down in the bottom left hand side of the map here for Arthur. So Arthur's going to be waiting here with this probe for now. So he's just going to be sitting around and maybe using that a little bit later, get some proxy pylons going. I doubt he would hide any tech here in his PVZ, but always a possibility, of course, if he really feels like it. So keep an eye on that, as a couple of Zerglings heading across the map here for WaKa. So these couple of Lings are going to be looking to head across the map, and +1 does actually start for Arthur on his forge. So +1 on the way. A probe's going to throw down the pylon here, and just in general, it just looks as though we're going to have this very slow start to PvZ. You know, usually in PvZ nowadays, we actually see more commonly gateway expands and gateway builds. So, you know, we usually see a little bit more early aggression, a little bit more action on the map early on. But when it's a Forge Fast expand such as this, generally very little happens. I mean, Warp Gate's a long way away here. +1 is on the way, so maybe he could make something work with that. We're still kind of just waiting to see what kind of tech Arthur wants to put down here to begin the day with. So, probe going down. Warp Gate is being chrono boosted a little bit, so it looks as though he might be trying to maybe head up towards 3 extra gateways and maybe trying to hit a +1 4 gate timing. Possibility, as we do have a Rotor now on the way. This Salad is over here, still only 2 Lings, so can't really deal with this. A couple more Lings, 4 more Lings on the way right now to begin being able to turn this around, but the Salad doesn't, you know, end up being all too aggressive in the air. There's a couple of gateways added on. It is going to be a 4th gateway as well, so he is just going to be hitting here with 4 gateways and +1 to try and do some damage to his opponent, and we'll see what his follow-up will be from that point. He is starting to add on a couple of extra gases, so he will transition out of this behind this. More likely than anything, well, there's a couple of things he could do. I mean, Twilight Council could work well to get Blink and +2, or maybe just straight into a Robo Facility could work out for him also here, as WaKa still drawing up just a little bit. He is actually on his way into the main base now, and he does see these 3 gateways on the way up, so does that, you know, make him realize here that he might need some units just to be able to defend. He's gotten 2 roaches already. That's all the roaches he can afford because he doesn't have that much gas. 18 Lings on the way though, and that speed is about halfway done for them. So very shortly here, he should have enough to push this back. As long as Arthur doesn't gain too much momentum, WaKa should be more or less okay here in this game. So a couple of Stalkers and Zeld already here. Probe coming to put a pylon on the edge of the creep. This probe had placed a pylon right in the bottom left corner, so you have had 4 Zelds warp in already. But a huge amount of Roach Ling here actually already ready to greet this. So straight away, Arthur just recalls out of there. He's not going to waste too much time doing that. And back at home, he has got a Twilight Council just finishing up. Where's that gone? Over here. So he just started a Blink, and we'll see. He's got +1 armor on the way. So we'll see whether he's going to maybe go for a Blink all in, or whether he's going to maybe try and just secure this 3rd base. He's only on 48 probes. He's not making any more of those right quite yet, so we'll keep an eye on that probe count. Straight away though here, Hydralisk Den on the way down for WaKa, so he's gonna, I mean, if he just plays Ling Hydra, it's kind of a really nice composition to have against a Blink All-In, as we see 4 extra gates added on, so it will be that Blink All-In, 8 gateways in total here to work with. One thing I'd like to see WaKa do is just maybe spread his creep a little bit towards, or just anywhere. I mean, the more creep you have, the more space you have to fight in, basically. He does locate this pylon to the bottom left, so you will be able to take that out. A slight annoyance here for Arthur, of course. He's more than likely going to bring a probe to make another proxy pylon very soon, shortly anyway, so not the biggest of worries for him, as we do see these roaches and things just moving around. And 10 Hydralisks now on the way. So can WaKa identify that this attack is coming towards him in the very near future or not? That is our current question. He is continuing to just make Hydralisks. I mean, he's on 67 drones, so really all he should really be making now is units. He still doesn't have any creep spread, and that does worry me just a little bit. I really would like to see just a little bit of creep spread just around anywhere. It would be so useful for him. More Lings and Hydras on the way. Now this army does begin to move out. There's a good chunk of force fields in this, as we have 8 sentries or 7 sentries in total ready to go with this army. But you know, I mean, the real question is it going to be enough? A bunch of Stalkers warping in. He's actually going to come down the right hand side here, so he's going to try and take down these rocks. Now WaKa, he's actually positioned on top of this ramp. He's actually got no real vision down to this right hand side. But he's actually going to start, maybe you see, okay, he has the, sorry, he's got this Zergling on the tower, so he's seen this army coming over this way, and so he will be able to just get into position here with his units. Now his Rotron's in a little bit of an odd position. That could actually hurt him more than anything. It's going to create 1-2 points, which is going to block off everything with force fields, so this could be a little bit bad for him. Guardian Shield comes down, and there's 3 force fields to begin this engagement with. Mothership Core goes down already though. as the blinks do start to come in here from these Stalkers, and WaKa looking good so far. I mean, the force field's of course very annoying to deal with, and I don't know if he has to just kind of back out of this position and maybe make another Rotor, and because again that's just helping out his opponent so much. Force fields will just continue to come down. A lot of these Hydras still can't get in range, as a few of them which are getting in range are doing pretty decent damage. The force fields are now going to start, the sentries are actually starting to fall here, so there's not going to be many force fields left over, so these Hydras are finally going to be starting to finally going to start getting truly in range of their opponents, of these Stalkers, and we'll finally be able to add on some damage here. That force field, that's the last force field there is right now, and once that force field goes, it's going to get a lot easier for WaKa, as he's finally going to be able to close in on this properly. I say, as he still has a few units stuck in the back. He steps forward here and comes right into this. There is a pylon very close by to bring in reinforcements. Hydraless numbers are continuing to fall here. More Lings, more Hydras, and a Roach on the way. At the same time, a lot of these Stalkers are getting low on hit points though, which makes it harder and harder to micro them. It means they can't stand around for as long, and the Stalker numbers are decreasing, but so are the Hydraless numbers. Here come the Lings to reinforce right now. Roaches and Hydras still on the way in the production, so every little is going to help here, as WaKa actually feeling the need to pull his drones right now, feeling as though he just needed that little bit of extra tankiness in his army for a couple of moments there. He's fully spent up. Neither player has anything left in the bank right now, as they come forward and take another engagement. So WaKa trying to hold on for a little bit longer here, as the Zealot gets taken out, which comes to the front. Arthur's Blink Micro is still really good here. He's working this really well, and WaKa's supply does just keep dropping. Now it's only going to take kind of one good fight here for WaKa. That's all he really needs, and he will come in now. This is the best opportunity he's had so far. More surface area available to him than previously, as more Hydras come in, and there's still Lings and Hydras in this production tab, and Stalkers are beginning to be turned away here. WaKa continues to hold and pushes his opponent back down the ramp, and Arthur just going to sit down on this low ground. The Zealots are going to come up here as the next warp in, ready to go. WaKa not fighting with everything straight away, and that might hurt him just a little bit here, as these Stalkers are still just sitting on this ramp, blinking a couple of them back at a time. And well, he is actually going to push this maybe all the way back. No, he's still not going to commit down the ramp. Rebuilding his Roach Farm, he's not been able to build Roaches for quite some time. He's got a lot of money banking, and maybe needs a macro hatchery here, even or retaking this gas would help out as well, I suppose. As we actually have an Overseer on the way in, just in case of a DT follow-up, as this Stalker army doesn't actually look that great right now. So many Hydralisks all of a sudden from WaKa, and that 66 probe count of his is really starting to build up, and this time he does push it down the ramp. He is going to take down the pylon, and WaKa pushes this all the way back, and Arthur going to have to fall back home and think about how exactly he is going to be trying to make this one work from this point onwards. WaKa with the largest supply lead he's had in the entirety of this game, up about 50 supply right now, 50-55 supply. So he's up about 55 supply, some more sentries and Zealots walking in. He takes down one of his own pylons here to be able to get back into his natural, but look at this, WaKa straight away on the attack, because guess what? There's nothing here to really stop Hydralisk. He blinks back with some of his Stalkers, but these Hydras can just sit in front, sit near this wall and just slowly work away at the gateway and forge if they would like. Roaches and Hydras still reinforcing across the map as well. WaKa is heading towards maxed out. His Arthur has been in a supply block for quite some time. 6 more Stalkers being warped in here. Arthur going to try and clear out his third base to try and take this, but I mean, where does he go from here? He's got +2 and +1 and blink, but that is literally it right now. Maybe Templar Archives, maybe try and go for Storm, but he's only on 47 probes. He's not had that great of an economy. Blinking forward here, he's going to try and do whatever he can. It's not the best of concaves for WaKa at all, but all of his Hydras are fighting in some way, so it should be alright for him as he pushes this back again, and he should be able to cut off these Stalkers before they can blink into the natural. It looks as though he might just blink them up into the main base a couple of times. Some more reinforcements being warped in here. The Zealots go down so quickly though, and the blink micro begins once again here from Arthur. How many of these can he keep alive? Not enough, as he GG's out of the game, and WaKa takes game number 1 of the